Okay. Sorry, we have Palomar Airport Road, the Costco, and this is Vice Chair Johnson's hot topic. And the other one you missed, we don't have to talk about it, that they have the scooters. We missed last time, but we'll discuss about it.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is John Kim. I'm an engineer in the Traffic Engineering Department. I wanted to bring back an item that was discussed previously, and I thought it would be of interest. Hopefully this goes fast. I know you guys all had a long meeting, so next slide.
You can just roll the ball down. It'll change the slide.
Ooh.
The ball on the top. There you go. Perfect. That works too.
Okay. So in the past, I think it was Mr. Bilsey that presented an informational staff report to the Traffic Safety Commission about driving in bike lanes, I believe it was. And this was in response to a question brought up by a traffic commissioner about a specific location, specifically on eastbound Palomar Airport Road in the vicinity of Costco. There was some confusion about the existing striping there. And this is a slide from the presentation that Mr. Bilsey provided to the Traffic Safety Commission. And this is the specific driveway of concern that was discussed. I'll go previously. Costco is served by a very long right turn only lane on eastbound Palomar Airport Road at Armada Drive. There's also a second driveway right at close to the beginning of the right turn only lane that serves a couple of businesses. There's a fast food restaurant and a back access point to Costco as well. And so there was some confusion there. Here's some pictures that Doug showed of the location in question. You can see the beginning of the right turn only lane, and then you can where that car is coming out is that first driveway at the beginning of the right turn only lane. And this is a view looking westbound. Because this was discussed by the Traffic Safety Commission, staff decided, let's take a look at it. Is there anything that we can do to clarify the situation? And what's can't really see it very well. What staff is recommending, and this is a draft work order, this is not final yet. Looking at this, it looked like drivers coming out of that first driveway when confronted by two solid white lines for the bicycle lane may have difficulty in accessing Palomar Airport Road. Even though technically it's legal to cross that bike lane to enter traffic, we thought it would be beneficial to dash the bike lane in the vicinity of that first driveway. And so that's our draft work order. And I wanted to present this to the Traffic Safety Commission for any input or comments. I don't know if you can see that clearly, that joint is right.
They have this.
Oh, okay. And
you guys have that on your
if it's in your staff report, then it might be a little bit clearer to see.
Well, there's two issues. One is people late exiting, but the other one
Yes.
into that.
There's another, and this is, I clarified it. Actually, this is the proposal in PowerPoint that I clarified just for this reason so that you could see it a little bit more clearly. This is basically what we're proposing, just to dash the bike lanes. It would be a work order capable for our street guys to perform. Anything beyond that would require a lot of striping removal, pavement marking removal. And so when the street gets resurfaced, there's probably some additional improvements that we could do to specifically maybe deal with the issue of a driver entering to access Armada and going through that first driveway, creating some confusion for people coming out. And so this is a sample of what we could consider that would eliminate that conflict. This is not an engineering solution. This is essentially one idea that I came up with. We'd have to do some measurements of traffic volumes to see if an idea like this would be possible. But this would essentially reduce the potential for a driver to drive straight through that first driveway.
Yeah, but now you're gonna back up traffic on the number 3 lane on Palomar.
And that would be one of the considerations that we'd have to look at. That would be striping only, so you could drive into there. It would depend on how many right turns are occurring.
That's a don't drive in there striping.
Yeah, but it's still striping, and people do. It's not, again, illegal to enter a white hatched mark.
So, on the question, sorry, past the brake line, if you're going towards Armada, those 2 double lines, it is legal to cross over, so if you need to get into.
Yeah, even if those dashed lines shown here on that graphic were solid, you can still cross them. But I think that it's beneficial to denote that here's a place where you can cross if you wish to go eastbound on Palomar Airport Road. Yeah.
Is it striped closer to Armada? I think it's solid all the way, isn't it?
Solid all
It's solid all the way. This would be only at the driveway.
But
that
the
first
next driveway, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because again, the biggest issue I see is people
going to the gas station.
trying to go into that right turn lane and not knowing they could go over the double white line.
Right, and this could also, we made it, that's why it's longer, it's about 100 feet, so that it could encourage people to enter the right turn lane at that point as well. It's kind of a dual meaning.
Yeah, I like your dual meaning.
Yeah.
And so this is just a temporary until there's a new, like a reconfiguration, or is this?
Yeah, we regularly resurface our roadways, I don't know, between 5 and 10 years, depending on the use the road gets. And so as the roadways get resurfaced, that's a perfect opportunity to make some more significant striping changes. And so for a solution where we would need to reconfigure the striping more extensively, we would wait for a slurry or an overlay project to implement that change.
Is there a slated date for the restriping?
I have not checked to see, but it's commonly 5 to 7 years when a roadway is resurfaced.
Excuse me. Were you referring to the restriping on the slide before, just the dashing, or you're talking about the restriping that would come along with an overlay?
Before.
Yeah. So the work order could be issued and in a month, 2 months that would be done. The pavement overlay or slurry, like John said, is typically in the 5 to 10 year cycle. There's actually a large pipeline construction project that's coming down Palomar Airport Road right now, so that may affect that timing. But for this work order, for that dash there, would be in the 1 to 2 month time frame.
So, go ahead, Commissioner Garcia.
Yeah. Can you put that
Sorry.
slide back up?
Yeah.
I think, are you asking us to vote on this, or?
No, this is informational that it doesn't require a motion. But since we'll be issuing a work order, I thought if your comments, if they are concerns, we could theoretically address them if you have any.
I don't have any concerns with this one, but it might be helpful, since this is a Class 2 bike lane. Go back to the other.
Sorry.
I'm ready to talk about that one. I have a problem with that one.
Yeah.
This one, you could use green paint to highlight the fact that that's still a bike lane. Because the cyclists that are going all the way through, that are not going to Costco, most cyclists don't go to Costco to shop because they don't have enough carrying capacity to take the things out of there. I have a friend that does, but I don't do it. So that would be a good place to initiate one of these newer treatments that you can do. And since you're going to have to be grinding out a little bit of white paint there to do this, this might be a good opportunity to use that green paint. Skip dash.
So that would be your specific comment, green paint and in the dash.
On that one.
But then wouldn't that deter the drivers even more,
No.
seeing the green paint?
No, I don't believe so.
generally speaking, I think that those transition areas are very good candidates for green paint now, whether that would be a good location here, or then if we start this, then we have to start doing it all over the place because people will like it.
Yes, and that is not a bad idea.
Our staff has not done any green paint, I don't think, but let me work on that, and I think we could probably incorporate that.
Caltrans is planning it for the freeway crossover.
Yes, we requested that.
You know, we don't have to wait for them. Okay, you want to go to the second one?
I shouldn't have put that second one up there, 'cause this is this was a fast one. I mean, it's
That one is going to be a problem for the motorists, and it's going to be a problem for the
we won't do that then.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a question, please.
Yes.
On the second driveway, there is
The first driveway or
the
the
second driveway.
the Armada entrance,
Yes.
the signal.
At the signal, yes.
Oh, yes. It's usually what they call the main entrance.
Yes.
Into the gas station area. For those people that are unfamiliar with the area and then all of a sudden they see Costco, because the larger sign is at the second driveway at Armada. You can't dash the lines there. And
The
then-
bike lane lines.
Mhm.
Typically,
It's an intersection.
yeah.
Sort-
Typically, for a right turn only lane, you would not dash the bike lane at the intersection. That would almost invite conflicts at that point.
Well, you got it anyhow.
Right, but by the purpose of our proposed solution, we would be encouraging them to enter at that point, and not to have another point where you could have.
That actually is the third driveway, because there's the Carl's Jr. driveway.
That is Carl's Jr. driveway.
Yeah. So you end up with multiple things going on there.
But there is,
We normally wouldn't dash it in two locations, and this would be the place that it would be dashed.
yeah, I guess I'm having a hard time understanding that because most of the intersections in town, where there's a bicycle lane, it is a dash prior to coming up to the intersection.
Not when it's a right turn only
That
lane.
was a right turn only lane.
Okay, gotcha.
And you can't have a bike lane to the right side of a right turn only lane.
Yeah, okay. Okay, any other questions? No?
One quick comment to Commissioner Johnson. If you put those dashes supposedly just to invite people, it will encourage more people dashing in front of other people who are going eastbound on that right only lane. And that, John mentioned, that encourages or invites more conflicts. And then we would be at fault for encouraging people to, and who don't see the Costco entrance or don't know, and last second they try to make a quick right turn.
Thank you, Ms. Hood.
Thank you. Thank you for all the presentations. Are we done with presentations? Not missing anything? We can move to senior engineer comments? Move to senior engineer, no?
That's, Doug has any
Any
comments?
comments?
Happy over here.
I can see you all chilling on the couch there. Okay, so we don't have any senior engineer comments.